Dun, 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 dun. The books behind the soon diary. Hi, Monkyvers! Hi! Welcome to the Books Behind the Sun Diary, where I share some thoughts about music, teach you some lessons by experience so you can not experience. So, yeah, this is a new good songs. That's it. Anyway, let's start with this episode. Today we have the topic of period. Not period. 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 If you're watching, period. But you're hearing, period. Not period. Period. Okay. The cycle in general of women, how to identify each phase, and how to handle each phase one by one. So yeah, let's get into the topic. Okay, we're diving into why libido is important, how to keep a high libido, meditation to get through traumas and to help you your libido, and most of all, in the end of this episode, I will share one of my favorite playlists of songs that I like, and I did search so I could send to you that it will help you to go through each phase, because I feel like when you were trying to like do certain type of things in different type of phases, you often hear songs to amplify bad feelings. You know, we don't want that. We want to get through. We want to heal. We want to like have a relief, not more sadness, because it can lead you that your immune system could be low. So yeah, let's just start with this episode. Okay, first and foremost, I'm gonna share with you the lesson of this story time is that it's important to be patient. And second, the story time that when I had my first period, that was menarche. The first period in every girl is called menarche. So yeah, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is that be patient. Like, for a lot of the reasons, I feel like, especially in US and in Latin community, we also have this thing of like, what, you don't have your period, you are too young, you are too fragile, blah 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 blah. And we often think that these girls, just because they don't have their period, they're like kind of weaker, they're kind of this, or no, they are not. But we need to think that not everybody's the same. Like, just because a girl had a period early, just because a girl had a period late, doesn't mean that. Like, and if you are struggling with that, please go to 3 doctors, because if you're just satisfied with the opinion of just one doctor, they can lead you to a problem that was like me. That one of my doctors, by the time when I go to, like, he told me that I had a very polycystic, which was not after 2 doctors. They told me that they didn't have a very polycystic, and after that, I feel like, of course, I don't have that. So please do check on that. If you're struggling with that, search 3 doctors, or at least two or three if you feel not sure at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, and my story time with my first menarche was really like not, oh my gosh, blah blah blah, it come into place, but was when I had 11, which was really young to my age. And to be fair and honest, it was like a time that I don't know, I just was wearing white. By this day, I was wearing my pajama white. And then I feel like a little bit, and then I go to the bathroom and oh my gosh, I have my first period, my menarche. And yeah, and you don't need to pressure yourself, I feel like, because if you're the first girl that having your period, you don't need to feel ashamed or even gross about you, because I used to feel gross because I was the only girl in my high school that was having my period. Meanwhile, all of my classmates were going well, and I was like doing excuses such as, no, it's because I didn't sleep, but I was having cramps. No, it's because I do a lot of workout, but I was having cramps. So essentially, in that sense, I'm like, it's fine, we can return, and it's really important, to say at least and to clarify that. I feel like because we often think that, oh my god, just because this girl was this way, I need to be this way, and your body will accentuate who you are, truly, like a woman. And if you don't have a big breast, doesn't mean that you're less valuable. And if just because you have a big breast doesn't mean that you need to feel ashamed of that, because a lot of girls feel ashamed for having little boobs, saying that, oh my god, is this hot, blah blah blah. But it's not. Like, and you need to think this way. Girls that have small breasts, they often show strength to things physically rather than girls that are like having big boobs. Naturally, that they show that side maternal, that side that is very mothering. That is why they have that. This is the type of qualities that these girls show. And in the other way, like me, that I'm in the middle, not too much, not too less, middle. Like, I show most of all balance in handling this type of two energies together, but not too much of each of them. So we need to think in that way. If you have a small breast, show your strength. You have that on your genetics. You have a big boob, show your mothering side. Maybe not on babies, but on other stuff. So going to these things, why it relates to period is because some girls that had a period early, they often show a lot of breasts, and girls that have like period late have oftentimes a small breast. But it depends on genetics, a lot of things, and most of all, into the topic of why libido is important, why we need to think that it's not just about having sexual intimacy with another person, besides the gender. Sorry, because libido is not related to just have sexual chemistry or sexual intimacy with someone. It's more about the energy. For example, the girl that is balanced and like libido will have a lot of energy to do a lot of things, such as running, walking, cleaning, working, a lot of things. But a girl that have their libido low, it's like sad or anxious, whatever. They always have these three things, or at least one, on their body, and that could cause you to have libido low. It causes you to be motivated, didn't wanting to do nothing, and just. So we need to make peace with that. How we can do that peace with that? Because we need to think that having that is part of ourselves, like men have, biologically speaking, because we share one thing with men, and is that when we have our libido low, it's when a man is anxious, sad, or angry. A woman is the same, anxious, sad, or angry. And these three or four feelings makes your libido low, and that leads you to feeling motivated and want to do nothing, feeling extremely lazy, and that is why we need to make peace with that. How we can have more libido without like having someone. If you have a partner, great for you. If you don't have a partner, I will suggest you a couple things that doesn't include someone. And if you want to get into the little like casual things, please precaution. We are not living in a world that it's, oh my gosh, all clean people. No. But I will also suggest you some stuff that doesn't involve people, that how you can increase your limit without. Okay? So the first step is hug your cat, your pets, your family members, or help other people. In that way, and in that hormonally speaking, oxytocin that we increase by doing these things, we are increasing our libido as well. helping people, being kind, loving, and caring increase your libido, increase your happiness, which by effect increase your libido, which makes more motivated to other things. But we need to define what is dopamine and what is oxytocin. So dopamine creates motivation. Oxytocin in another side creates attachment. So do these the steps of oxytocin with people that you truly value, and things of dopamine with things that are not completely related to someone but just by you. How we can do that? Working out, walking, cardio, also being kind with other people as well create that. And eating food that you like increase that. It can increase that, it can motivate you. But I know it's hard for some girls like me that would pass for maybe having a bad time, hard time with like trauma and stuff like that. So to me, that was the work. And by that, I also have a good exercise to you. Doesn't matter if you're a boy or if a girl, doesn't matter, but pass for these type of things. And it's called a meditation that I mix yoni meditation with meditation of like visualization. And how we can do these things is that you lay in your bed before you go to sleep after you did all your tasks, and you picture yourself if you were like the little version of you that was harmed, and you picture that little girl, that little boy, that little person that was back then, and then you open your legs. Trust me, it's not what you think. Okay, trust me. Open your legs, then slowly breathe it in, breathe it out. And then you close your eyes, you have your hands laying, and then you see the person that caused you harm living by the person that is you as adult, as a more older person, taking the hand. Doesn't matter if it's big, but just making effort so that person could leave you. So by doing that, you will make that thought of like pass for that thing less harmful to you. Like picturing yourself as a little version will amplify your thoughts of like I'm safe. And by the time that you are doing that, you are repeating yourself, I'm safe, I'm more older, and I learned that I deserve feel better. I deserve to enjoy life. I deserve everything that I want. I deserve. And just by doing that, you will increase that feeling. You know what I mean? Sorry, my cats are kind of crazy at this point. So yeah. That exercise really helped me, but a pro tip if you are a girl, you will combine Yoni breathing. How is that? You have your flower, right? You squeeze and you expand, you squish and you expand. So when you're breathing, like squishing and expanding, in this moment when you're laying and you're opening your legs, you're squishing, you're doing that. You're squishing, you're doing that. You're squishing, you're doing that. And by that movement of like squishing, doing that, you are combining two really interesting things. So your body will feel more in like in a safe environment. I don't know. Your body will make effort and will associate that feeling so you can feel better. And it's really amazing. Like after that, I've been trying that for almost 3 months. That's why I wait like a lot of time until I will come up here. And that it helps me to link the fear to having intimacy with someone. That is really good. Also therapy with colors is really good as well. And in that sense, you will search the meaning, what kind of feeling leads you each color. And especially to me, yellow and green help me to get through these type of things, and red as well. it helped me to like having a certain type of relief when it comes to these things. So that to you could be helpful. Let me know if it worked to you, and I would love to hear about that. Moving on, we have each phase. Get ready, take a sit, popcorn, whatever now that you want to take it. Okay. So in this type of things, we have first the glory of glories, and hate it about some people, don't hate it about some people. Okay, we have our period. That's what I'm wearing red today to celebrate that. Hate it because some people hate the pain. Love it because when some girls don't want to be pregnant, they're like, oh my gosh, my period, like that, you know. But one of the good things that will tell you as a women to women, if you are a man, women to men, is that when a girl has a period, their boobs will be bigger. I don't know why, but they will be bigger. Yep. I don't know if it's inflammation, but their boobs will be bigger. So a good point to that. Besides the pain, a good point. So how we feel in this time? We feel sometimes pain, and it's our walls literally falling, our ovaries falling. That's why we bleed. Interesting, right? To tell you that my grandma is watching TV, so it could be a little bit loud with the background, but let's keep it clear. Okay. So you have your period. Is that the time, the juicy time when it comes to all the things that you were maybe feeling? You might feel a little bit more emotional, or you could feel a little bit angry. It's normal. I will explain you why you had to cope these feelings. When you're feeling angry, it's because you have a lot of testosterone in your body by your hormones and all of that. Or you could be really emotional. That can lead you to feel a lot of sadness, crying for everything really. And it's normal. How you can cope these feelings is by your diet. Example, if you're feeling sad, and so you have a lot of hormones and things that will improve your estrogen when you're feeling angry. By cause effect, you will feel more imbalanced. And when you are feeling extremely sad, avocados have a lot of hormones and things, but not hormones. Like I want to picture and relate to hormones because it's like it doesn't have a lot of hormones, but it will help you to that your body will create more of that. So yeah. Um, in this phase, it's really the time to reflect. Don't watch a lot of things that are sad. Your body will react in a way that it's cause you most of the time to have your immune system low. I tested out really. I was watching when the world give you tangerine just in my period, before my period as well. And I was feeling so sad that I almost get sick. Because when we get sick in this moment, we often have our immune system low. So that causes us to have a lot of sickness or maybe have a lot of being sick most of the time, I'll tell you. Because that is the tea on medical condition that we have here in talking. So, yeah, in this time, consume more memes if you can. Consume more of that. And by meme, I will tell you that a comment that I hear from the video, I think was a short video on YouTube or on TikTok, but it was like these videos like this girl saying about motivation things about a straight relationship, and this girl make clarification of like women don't need to chase men. But this example was really hilarious. Was like when you see the egg chasing the sperm. Like, what? And I was like, and even I stepped back, was like, when we saw that, and I went like, okay, but yeah. Moving on, we have this tip, the face of follicular phase. Follicular phase is a phase where you feel like you are creating something. You are creating something, blah 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 blah. And na, 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 na. And you sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, I feel normal. Like you feel as if you were like in a sunshine video and you're feeling calm. Most of all is like calm and energetic. That two feelings are primarily what is most common. But when you are in this phase, I highly recommend you eat carbs if you can. Healthy carbs, cereals, fruits that you like, and yeah, we can get through these times and always search healthy recipes, but not in the sense of like over obsession, just in the sense of like, yeah, I can eat this, I can eat that, and sometimes be very flexible with that things, especially because we often get into the topic of I need to do this, I need to no, like be flexible. Like you don't need to always eat the same thing. One day you can eat cereals, one day you can eat like avocados, and that's totally fine and okay. But in this case, it's like eat carbs, eat things, and your body also will be kind of more speed, so you will take advantage of maybe eat more healthy carbs and things like that. So yeah. Moving on, we have ovulation. That is okay. Pause. I've been seeing comments on Reddit about the girl that was asking in this group if she's attracted to men because specifically when she was ovulating she find attractive features that were more masculine or things like that. But I'm going to ask you two questions to make me define me because I used to think that I was bisexual, which was not true to me. I'm into girls only, but the real thing I'm going to ask you is when you're ovulating, are you thinking of a man physically or are you thinking to long term like house and pets or babies? Because if you don't think in that way, you are maybe just attracted to features like hands, a good back, a good arms, a good neck, or maybe even the voice because I find really attractive voices that are a little bit more deep in this time. So a little check on that and maybe journal about it. Do you know what I mean? Is the time when we feel a little fearless, like a goddess. We feel on their highest. And the approach that I will tell you if you want to lower your self esteem, take pictures, photo shoot, whatever. Just in your ovulation. When you're ovulating, you need to take advantage of that. Take as many pictures as you can. Take a lot of videos as you can if you're a content creator. Do a lot of presentation when you are ovulation. Meet a lot of people in your ovulation because your body and hormonally speaking will make your light better. And it's a time when we want to call the attention of the male gaze, let's say. Unconsciously or consciously, your body will do that. And I don't want to say like it's a. But like a dog, like the female dog, when it's in their days of ovulation, they spray a lot of hormones to the dogs, to the male dogs, so they will catch them. So think about it. In that time, you have a lot of energy, and you want to do like things, exercising, working out, doing things, going out, all of the things, and you will take advantage of that. How? Working out a lot. You used to do 10 pounds of weightlifting. You can maybe do 10 pounds. If you lift like 30, you can lift 35, 40. So in that way, you will take advantage of that. And yeah, eat healthy carbs. And the protein, I feel like it's eat orange as well, because in this time you will feel more energetic. Hydrate yourself more because you waste a lot of energy because you do a lot of things, you know. And yeah, to like final, we're almost in there. We have the luteal phase. So luteal phase, it's the phase. It's like a street to that river. So that street that goes to the river is a luteal phase. Sometimes have a lot of mountains. Sometimes have a lot of people. Sometimes have a lot of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And sometimes have a lot of flow. But in this time is when you need to take care and prepare yourself as your best. Think if you were having a baby or if you were creating a new life. Why? Because in this phase you are preparing yourself to have your period. That is the middle between don't having and having your period. How you are going to prepare that? It's eating veggies that are green and red. Why? Because that veggies help you to increase and produce more blood to your body. So then when you are bleeding, as well as recommended, you need to eat veggies that are green and red because it increase and produce more blood to your body. Because when you are eating wrong in this phase as well and you are not preparing correctly, your body will reject all of the things on your period. The pain is only not caused by, oh my gosh, not doing this, not doing that. And you need to be conscious about working out harder in your luteal phase, conscious about it. And you need to be conscious that when you have your period, you need to decrease that. It's not because you're lazy, it's because you love yourself. It takes me a lot of time to realize that. And also, you are want to still be in shape, still doing things in your luteal phase 2 weeks before your period. I highly suggest you to level up a little bit your working out session so you will feel more prepared to your period. Why? Because you are feeling more in the highest action when it comes to period to us. We are having less pain. And that is one thing that I want you to understand. It doesn't always come with like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. Decrease the workout in your period. Accept the fact. And if you don't feel pain, it's okay. But don't level up because in this time you're bleeding. And in other cultures, for example, like my city, in the jungle, that it's from my country is Peru. We often think that having a period in some cultures that are like with not a lot of society and economic things going on, they're just in the jungle. They think that the period is like if you're very, very sick. And they treat the girl that is having their period like they give them the food in the bed. They don't want to wake them up of the bed. They go only to pee, and that's only the thing that they do. So be aware of that and be conscious about it, because if we think, oh my gosh, I need to do this, I need to do that, we need to know ourselves as well. Your period always will not be 5 days or these days, so always do check with your doctor. I'm not a doctor, please. So check your doctor and they will help you to do that, because some girls it could have their period like me 7 days, but some girls will not have that for 7 days. So be aware of that. And as much as you want sometimes to do certain things, you need to be aware that you have your own thing, she has her own thing, and everyone has their own thing. So yeah, that was not really hard to say. And to help you understand if you're a man, I will explain with cars. That will be a perfect example to you, so you can understand what is having your period. If you would be a girl, okay, menstruation, or even if you have your period, menstruation when you have your period is when your car is extremely without gas. You are pushing that car to go, but the car doesn't have a lot of gas. You are pushing, 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 and then you go to a gas store, but they just give you a half of gas. So that is when it comes the follicular phase. Your ovulation cycle is when you find another store and you find a good gas station. They give you the premium gas. You have a lot of run. But when it comes to the luteal phase is when you find your car is losing gas when you are arriving almost at home. So I hope it will be clear in that sense how we feel in that moment. And it's really simple. I mean, it's not too hard, it's not too blah blah blah. And to finish this episode, I'm going to suggest you some songs that I've been loving, and I want to suggest you, and also will link you in the description as well, so you might check, you know what I mean? Okay. So, for your menstrual cycle, period, how some people call it, I will suggest you River by Leon Bridges, Lost Without You by Freya Readings, Lovey Beats, and Rain Sounds, acoustic version of your favorite songs, Ariana Grande, Needy, a soft song, chill vibes, lofi beats, healthcare, instrumental piano, ambient, and deep lo-fi. The purpose of this is reduce cortisol stress, soothe cramps, help you emotionally release, and feel safe. Okay. Moving on, we have follicular phase. So, in your follicular phase, I recommend you listen Good Days by Sisa, Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa, Confident by Demi Lovato, Energy by Beyoncé, indie pop, retro funk, upbeat reggaeton, Spotify playlists like Morning Motivation, Women Pop, and Feel Good. The purpose of this is boost dopamine, confidence, and in high creativity, full momentum. Like feel good in general. We have then Ovulation. Songs like Savage Remix with Megan Thee Stallion with Beyoncé, Despecha by Rosalía, Need Me by Rihanna, Mujer Satélite Ultra, and Spotify playlists like Feeling Myself, Body Energy, or Goddess Energy type of thing will help you. The purpose of this is celebrate your peak of energy, express your sensuality, and be magnetic in general. Continuing with this, we have Lutheal Face and songs like Borderline by Tame Impala, Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish, Telepatia by Kali Uchis, Love Girl by Sisa, R&B Dream Pop Reggaeton like Carla Morrison, Bomb by Stereo, Chill songs, and playlists like Emo Girl, Era, are very helpful to you so you can get through these feelings. And why it's important and the purpose of this is support emotional processing, reduce irritability, and stay grounded and kind to yourself. Okay? I hope this podcast will help you. But either way, I hope this will help you, will enjoy, all the good stuff. And also, have a good day. Review me, give me 5 stars. If you're hearing from Spotify, if you're watching from YouTube, give it a big thumbs up. And if you are just listen to me, smile, smile. And I hope that this will be helpful to you, Monkyvers. Have a good day, have a good night, whenever you're watching or hearing this. And thank you so much for listening and watching this episode of my podcast. It was the Henderson Diary. And also, I highly recommend you listen to my songs when you are in your period and you are menstruating. You're having your menstrual cycle. Because my songs are very soft and calming, and it evokes feeling to calm and softness of healing, and that it could be helpful. And also, stream my music as well. My covers are up. You need to find them. Okay? That's it. Have a good day, Monkyvers. Thank you. Bye.